Hello and welcome to Geometry with Photos. This is one in a series of instructional videos that are designed for 21st century learning. Each lesson combines multiple levels of curriculum content, media content, and software applications. Our intent is to encourage you to think critically about the relationships between subjects and to flex those muscles of creative problem solving. In this lesson, we will be looking at the geometry of rectangles, but we will be doing it with one of the most commonly used and recognized rectangles in today's society, photographs. The photographs are just about everywhere these days. You can see them or upload them and share them on sites like Photobucket, Flickr, Facebook, MySpace, Twitter. And photos are really popular and prevalent because digital cameras are cheap and easy to use. So it's easy to get those photos up and out there into the world. Also, it's fun and easy to edit photos. You can do it for free on sites like Photoshop Express, Picnic, GIMP, Paint.net, and Picasa. So it makes it really easy to have billions and billions of photos out there online and printed out and put into your scrapbooks. It turns out that every photo is a rectangle. So what is a rectangle? A rectangle is a figure that has four sides made of four connected straight lines. This is called a quadrilateral, quad meaning four. A rectangle is also equiangular, which means all the angles are the same. Equa meaning equal, angular meaning angles. So all four angles of a rectangle are the same. So we see our four 90-degree angles in our rectangle here shaded in green. A photo is an example of planar or two-dimensional geometry. And when we look at a rectangle, it is flat. So if it's drawn on a piece of paper or captured on your computer screen, it's going to be flat. But there are two directions that represent the two dimensions. One direction is horizontal, and the other direction is vertical. So there we have our two dimensions. Two of the measurements of a rectangle are perimeter and area. The perimeter is the distance around a two-dimensional shape. And we can see here with our green arrows going completely around our rectangle, our photograph, representing the perimeter. You can think of the perimeter as the frame or the border, or you might think of it as a fence completely encircling a yard, or think of it as the edge. And one little memory tool that you can use to remember perimeter is the word rim, R-I-M, which is right in the middle of perimeter. So rim goes all the way around the edge, and you can use that to remember the perimeter. The area is the space inside the perimeter. So everything inside the border, inside the fence or the edge, is the area. So let's take a look. We're going to do perimeter first. So let's look at our formula for the perimeter. And that formula is 2 times the base plus 2 times the height, which can be written as 2 times b plus 2 times h, where b is the base and h is the height. So here we have our base, the bottom of our rectangle, our photo, and the top is the same distance, the same length as the bottom, and therefore we can use it to multiply, and that's why we have 2 times b. So we're actually doing the top and the bottom, which are the same length, and that's 2 times b, and we have our height on one side and height on the other side. Both are the same, so we can multiply those by 2. So again, our formula is 2 times the base, the top and the bottom, and 2 times the height, meaning both sides. So let's take a look. Actually, you know what? Let's look at it one more way here. I have one more thing, one more example, and that is, one more way to think about this is that you can add the top, the bottom, the left, and the right sides. So if we're adding all 4 sides, that's another way of looking at the perimeter and to understand how the perimeter works. Okay, now let's go to the next slide, and we are going to put in some real numbers, and actually in another lesson, in another video, we'll show you how to actually find the actual dimensions of a photo or a rectangle or any other shape. In this case, our base, B, is 3, and our height, H, is 2. So again, our formula is the perimeter is 2 times the base plus 2 times the height. And putting in our real numbers is 2 times 3, B is 3, plus 2 times 2, H is 2, so it's 2 times 2. So if we multiply 2 times 3 is 6, plus we're going to add 2 times 2 is 4, and if we add those together, that will give us 10. So our perimeter of this photo, of this rectangle, is 10. Now let's take a look at our units, and we find that our units are in inches. We can apply them as inches, and if we're using inches, B would be 3 inches and H would be 2 inches. We know that our perimeter is 10, so we add 3 plus 3 on the top and bottom. We add 2 plus 2 on each side, and since we're adding, our units will stay the same. So our units are 10 inches. So our perimeter is 10 inches. Okay, so now let's go take a look at area. So now remember that our area is the space inside the perimeter, inside our fence or our edge. And the formula for the area is the base times the height. And that can be written as B times H. And we're going to multiply this time. So here is our base along the bottom, and here is our height along the side. So let's apply our numbers again. B, the base, is equal to 3. H, the height, is equal to 2. And our formula again is area equals base times height. Put our numbers in, 3 times 2, and we have an area of 6. And once again, we want to go and check out our units. So our units, in this case, again, we're going to look at inches. Let's take a look at inches first. And if we have inches times inches, we're actually multiplying. So when we multiply inches times inches, we are going to get square inches. So it's different from addition. When we multiply, we get square inches. Now, what would happen if we used meters instead of inches? Our answer would be 6 square meters. So whatever unit you're using, inches, feet, meters, kilometers, you're going to square it. So that concludes our lesson, and we really appreciate it. We'll see you next time with a new lesson.